Hello and welcome to Mad About Sports for this video. And today's video is all about excitement, isn't it? We're going to be talking about CSK versus RCB. This is termed as the game of this tournament because the winner qualifies into the top four. The league stages started off with these two teams playing, and possibly we're going to get the last playoff spot from these two teams as well. So it's crazy IPL thus far. If you're an RCB fan, your prayers will be hoping you'll be hoping it's not a washout. You'll be having your eyes on the calculator and net run rate, which we'll be certainly talking about in today's video. But before we get into today's video, if you want to make a career as a cricket analyst, as you want to make these decisions with net run rates, if you want to be the man behind calling the shots in big teams' dressing room, do not forget to check out our course with Mad About Sports because we can help you set a footing into the world of analytics. And this is your opportunity. Without further ado, click on the Google form below, fill your name and details. Our team will get in touch with you and we will guide you on how to make a career in cricket analytics. So let's get straight into today's video. It is RCB taking on CSK, and there is no much introduction needed for this game because this game is all about, you know, it's about the rivalry. It's about the fearsome individuals there. It's more than just a game because it's going to be the decider for the playoff. Now, not a lot of people thought 3 weeks ago that this game is going to have any meaning because RCB was down and out and they were supposed to be knocked out of the IPL. But wait a minute, there was a revival, and boy, did they revive well to win five on the trot and to be here standing in contention for the playoff spot. Not just that, not they just win, they won big, right? They won big. The net run rate is in touching distance of the CSK team, whereby we are here for this game. Now, what are the qualification scenarios? Let's bring the IPL points table for you all to understand the qualification scenarios because we'll also talk about the weather. A lot of people are excited to know about the weather and the conditions out there because remember, the weather isn't going to be that pleasant as what we know from Bangalore because of the recent thunderstorms and showers all across the southern India. But let's look at the table, right? As you can see the table on the screen, it is RCB at sixth position right now, and you have CSK at fourth. But what you need to keep an eye on is the points column and the net run rate. Now, as per the scenarios created, RCB, in order to go past CSK's net run rate, that is uh, 5.26, or to reduce CSK to a point where RCB can get past. And remember, it's a game between these two teams. You certainly do not have to go past 5.0.526. You'll have to, if when CSK lose, the net run rate is going to come down as well. So they're looking at 18.1 overs of a chase. That is a difference of, you can say, 11 balls. Now, 11 balls and chase in excess of 180 or 200. Now, net run rate calculations is always a little confusing for a lot of people. It's a number of runs scored, the number of wickets conceded, and the number of overs batted as well, which comes into scenario while calculating the net run rate. Now, if you are an RCB fan, you would know that for tomorrow's game, RCB will have one job to do. That is to chase down the total in 18.1 overs. Now, what happens if the scores are tied at 18 overs? Now, that's a very interesting question, right? Now, the scores are tied, and if uh, if there's a wide ball for that matter at 18.1, then you can say the chances could be very interesting. Then RCB would need a boundary. So this is where things can be extremely interesting. If RCB, for example, Chennai have scored 200 and RCB are also on 200, 18.18 overs right now, one more ball to go. If RCB hits a six from there on, their run rate certainly climbs up. So RCB will have to keep these minor things in check as well if they're chasing. Now RCB are defending the total. It's very simple. If RCB scores whatever runs, minus 18. If RCB scores 200, we'll have to restrict CSK to 182. 150, 132, 182. As simple as that. So that is RCB's task in hand, especially RCB batting first. Now, as RCB team, you can say RCB will be very tempted to bat first. Now, why I say that is because now, if there's a Duckworth Lewis situation of RCB having few overs to bat, then that could be a big issue for RCB. Now, you might think in a shortened game, obviously, the chasing team has bigger advantage, but not quite though. Why? Because the net run rate also depends on the number of runs you can score. Now, if RCB is scoring 100 runs for that matter, RCB will have to chase it down 5 overs, which is quite a daunting task. So, so this is where it's going to be very interesting if you're an RCB fan, and if you're an RCB dressing room right now, you would have a lot of things in mind right now. Whether to chase first, whether to bat first, whether to ball first. These scenarios are always healthy, especially when you're talking about a game like this, because this game requires a lot of mind being blown into this particular game because it's worth it, right? Now let's look at the weather in Bangalore. Because the weather in Bangalore only will support. Let's look at the Google weather in Bangalore because for a lot of people, everybody's now the most search topic right now in possibly the Google is right now the weather in Bangalore because the game is happening there and it's not going to be that pleasant, right? Because of what's happening across Bangalore. With weather in Bangalore, there's a lot of things which you need to keep in mind as well. Now, from what we can see, is the weather in Bangalore as of today looks okay. I mean, let's be honest. Let's look at the weather around. The game is taking place at it's 7:30 in the evening. Is there a chance of rain? Yes, there is chance of rain. Now, what does that stand? Now, what does that mean for the game, right? If there's a chance of rain, how much will that affect the game is the biggest question. Because the biggest issue over here is the game shouldn't be completely bothered by what's happening because of the complete weather. Now, the good part about Chinnaswamy Stadium is they have something called the sub-air system, which can suck up to 3 feet level of water, which is there. Now, you can see the weather report here, which is for tomorrow. Certainly, there is showers predicted throughout the day, and when we look at the temperature as well, it's slightly on the cooler side tomorrow. Can we see more of this tomorrow? Obviously, it's going to be interesting to see how the weather plays out for tomorrow's game, and it is going to be interesting because for all that if the weather plays a spoiled sport, then Chennai Super Kings will be the happy ones. Then RCB will be really hoping they have a game in hand and they get a result rather. At least you want to end on a good note, even if you don't get that 18-run margin. So that's what RCB will be hoping. If you're an RCB fan, certainly the net run rate and the calculator is there. Now let's come to the biggest question, right? Tomorrow, you going to see MS Dhoni for one last time? Is the biggest question that you have. One end of the side, you have Virat Kohli, who scored the orange cap. He's in chase for his first ever IPL trophy. On the other end, you have MS Dhoni chasing a sixth title and a farewell title as well. Now, CSK are extremely motivated to give their legend a farewell for sure. And even the final is scheduled in Chennai. So you can say stars align wise, ideally Chennai should play the final, right? But if you look at the momentum, if you look at the luck factor which has favored RCB thus far, it just looks like RCB are riding a wave at this point, which is certainly being extremely powerful. And if things go well in RCB side tomorrow, you might just see a favorable result for RCB. But it's still early. You can still say CSK starts as favorite because of the very factor that at the end of the day, RCB are the ones who need that big result, and RCB are the ones who are really desperate to get there. But CSK will also know they can't afford to lose this game because if they mess it up and if they lose by 19-run margin, they're out. And if they let RCB chase it in 18 overs, they're out. So these things are definitely creeping. One, and there's an MS Dhoni. One, there's a Virat Kohli. There's certainly factor of RCB crowd behind them. And obviously, RCB has a lot to prove here because it's been a great comeback of ages, you can say. Because if RCB goes on to make the playoff, you can say this could be a comeback and a half, which a lot of teams in future will take inspiration out of. And RCB themselves will be very proud of the effort they did because they believe somewhere down the line this could be possibly the greatest comeback IPL has ever seen. And only time will tell whether RCB will go deep into the tournament playing a final or not. But certainly at this point, uh, RCB has fortunes in their hand. If weather permits, we're going to have a cracker of a game for sure. That's about it from us. If you really did enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. See you all very soon. And once again, I remind you all to check out our course in Mad About Sports on cricket analytics. If you want to make the call sitting in the dressing room, work with your favorite IPL franchise, sporting team, this is your opportunity to check out the course with Mad About Sports. Have a good time, all of you. See you all soon. Bye bye.